Hey, what's up guys? It's Derek from the Baseball Channel coming at you again today with yet another video. And today it's going to be like a how to break in your glove, but it's going to be more like the first steps. It's not going to be, once you can close it a lot. It's just going to be right when you get your glove, it's stiff as a board, and what you can start to do to, start the break-in process. So I don't have like a new glove that I just got that is stiff as a board, but I do have a training mitt that is kind of stiff still. So I'm just going to show you with this what kind of things I would go about doing and, some do's and don'ts. For the most part, I'm going to be at different angles trying to show you guys different techniques, whatever you want to call it. But if you guys want more Wilson, like they have a bunch of videos that also makes that, just show you all kinds of things. In those, you're going to see the hot water treatment. That's something you can do. I think it's good. I personally don't really do it to my gloves. Not for any real reason. It's just kind of the way things go. I guess the first thing that I'll go ahead and do is really just give you some pointers. So first things first. Your glove's stiff as a board. Don't try to squeeze it as hard as you can, right? So you get it and you put your hand in it. It only wants to go that far. Don't try to force it like that. Because what that's going to do, it's going to make creases, it's going to cause bubbles, and it's going to make the glove close how you don't want it to close. So that's really one of the biggest things I want to express to you guys, just to let you know not to do that. The biggest thing when you're breaking in a glove is to know how you want it broken in. Some people like a one-hinge design, some people like a two-hinge design, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. And on top of that, some people like going two in the pinky, some people like just holding the glove traditionally. And another thing you need to know is where you want the glove to close. Do you want the thumb to close to the first finger, the last finger? And part of that's going to depend on infield, outfield, and preference. And another thing, how deep you want your pocket. So there are a lot of preferences that go in to breaking in a glove, and that's why it's your glove. It fits like a glove, It's for you. I definitely recommend getting a mallet. So if you don't know what that is, and if you don't know what a mallet is, here's one. This one's just made by Wilson. A lot of companies make them. I think you can get one at Dick's for like $15. And it's just like a wooden, almost like a mini bat. And a lot of people make them homemade. They just get a stick and duct tape a ball to it. That works too, whatever you want. And this is one of the biggest tools you can get for breaking in a glove, especially to your preference, because you can't play catch every single day. And a lot of gloves that are super stiff aren't ready to play catch with right when you get them, especially because if you try to squeeze it too hard, which you may do when you're playing catch, things may not work out. So I'm going to show you guys some things you can do with the mallet that'll really, really help get the process along. I'm also going to show you what I'm talking about with, where you want the glove to close and things like that. So I'm going to switch angles and I'll meet you there. Alright guys, so here, as you can see, the glove looks super small, and that's because it is a training mitt. It's really only like 9.5 inches, something like that. The first thing that you want to do is put your hand in the glove, right? So you either are going to go traditional, like this, or two in the pinky finger in, two in the pinky finger out, two in the pinky here, traditional with your finger here, right? So you have a lot of options, and that's really just preference. That's what it comes down to. So in my case, I like it traditional finger out, just like that. And so when you're closing your glove, you have options. You can either close it like this, where the finger will go there. Maybe on an outfield glove, you'll close it more like there to the pinky. And some people like to close it like that and get a super shallow pocket. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of that, but, you have options. Now, something to really keep in mind when you're breaking in a glove is this right here and this right here. And what I like to call those are break points. So if you want a single hinge break point, your glove is going to close like that. right? Just straight on that hinge. And it's going to look pretty much like this. If you want a dual hinge, which is what I like and a lot of other people like, you're just going to close it right on these two and kind of make a triangle kind of thing. And certain gloves are better at doing that than others. Some gloves are made to want to go single hinge, and some are made where you can much more easily go two hinge. So most A2000s I've found, tend to be more dual hinge, but you can still do single hinge. And Rawlings, the NP patterns tend to be more single hinge, and the Pro 200 patterns tend to be more dual hinge. Keep that in mind when you're buying a glove. So now I'm just going to show you guys some things to do with the mallet. So one of the first things I like to do is when you're breaking in a glove, you first get it. You take the glove, you put it on, you just get it right in the pocket, right? So the pocket, if you don't know, is where you aim to catch the ball. Kind of right at the bottom of the glove, right in here. That's where you want to hit. So what that's going to do is make a pocket. And so you just want to pound this pretty hard, for a little while, I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds, a minute, just straight pounding it. So that's a really good thing you can do. And that's going to really help start to form your pocket, and that's going to play a big role. Next thing you can do, this spot right here, right there, this little row right here, tends to be a really stiff part of a glove. It's called the heel pad. You want to pound that. Just take your glove and hit it like that. You also want to hit the palm. And really, when you're first getting the glove, it's super stiff. You're not going to mess it up by pounding it because it's so stiff it's going to go back to its form. That being said, you don't want to pound it to the point where it gets floppy. You want to pound it to your liking. Now, another thing you can do if you like bold fingers is kind of take the glove on the mallet and roll them like that. You're starting to loosen up the leather. Now you want to start breaking in those hinges so you can really squeeze the glove. So if you want a single hinge, you can pretty much just go like that and break and hit the glove right on that corner. You can hit it here, you can hit it there, and both are really going to help you. Now, even if you want two hinge, you're still going to have to do that, but you're also going to want to hit it right here. And make sure when you're hitting it, this is going down. So you hit it downwards, kind of take this and you hit it down like this. Same with this side. You always want to hit it downwards to the bottom of the glove. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick. So you just want to take it, get in here a bit, and then take this right here and pound that down. See how I'm doing? Same with this side. See, pound these down into that. And again, do that each side, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. And that should start getting it to feel a little bit better. And then you'll be able to, squeeze it a bit more. That should improve it some, but, one round of 30 seconds isn't going to break in your glove. Let's be real. So you do that. Maybe you take a little time off, and then you do it again. And you don't want to do this, for hours and hours on end. But maybe, if you need the glove in a hurry, maybe you do it, I don't know, total of 20 minutes in a night. And if not, maybe you do it for 3 rounds a night. And another thing I found is when you take long periods off trying to break in a glove, it's going to go a lot slower because the glove will stiffen up pretty quickly. So you want to try to get it while it's, still fairly loose. Now, another thing you can do, this is more like when it's new, because if you do this too much, your glove will get floppy. But just pounding the backs of the fingers, really, especially on the first day, and for the first, I don't know, little while before it, while it's still stiff, just hit everywhere, because you just want the leather to, in general, start to break in, move things around, stretch it out. And another thing that I really like to do is take it by the bottom and just like that, roll it back and forth. And that's really going to help break in this heel pad. Again, one more time, take it by the 2 sides and just roll it like this. And, give it some love, Just take it and you roll it. And another thing you can do, this again, don't do it too much because you don't want your glove floppy, but you line up your glove here, break it in a bit. Next lace, pound, break it in a bit. Next thing, break it in a bit. And these are all things to do kind of right away just to get the glove going. Some things not to do, some big no's. Don't put your glove in the oven. That is the biggest thing I can say. Don't put it in the oven. Don't put it in the microwave. Heat and gloves don't work. And that also does include the Mizuno machine at Dick's or Scheels, whatever place you go to. It just does not work. What that does is it just gets your glove heavy. In fact, some gloves it'll ruin. For example, Wilson's, it voids their warranty. It wouldn't void their warranty if they thought it was good for the glove. It's going to make your glove heavy because of all the oil they use beforehand, and it's really just not a good natural way to do it. So once it starts getting a little looser, just play catch with it. If you're really in a hurry, maybe go to the batting cages and just pitch balls to yourself and catch them with your glove, and the high speed is going to help it break in faster. That's why if a 10-year-old gets a Pro Preferred, it's going to take them a lot longer to break it in than if a senior in high school gets it, because a senior in high school has a lot more strength to close the glove. And the people they throw with are going to throw harder, so it's just naturally going to break in more. So catch is a big thing. Once you can squeeze it this much, or really squeeze it enough for the ball to stay in, you're good to play catch. And that is one of the best methods to do it. Some more don'ts. Personally, I like a glove that sits up just like that when you drop it. And if you do it too much or something like that, your glove is going to just collapse like that. And some people like a floppy glove. I know a lot of outfielders do, but personally I don't. So you got to know what you want to do and do things according to that. More with the gloves, don't put it under your mattress because that's just going to put a huge crease in it. And one thing, in my opinion, you want this palm to be as flat as possible. You don't want a big bubble or crease right here that's going to knock the ball out. And that's really some of the biggest advice I can give you, is just don't do anything that isn't natural. I know the mallet's not really considered natural, but it mimics a ball. You're moving the glove around just for a little bit. And once your glove starts to get broken in, I do less and less mallet and more catch. The biggest thing with that just becomes finding that balance and that transition between the mallet and playing catch. And really that's just going to become a feel thing. As the glove becomes easier to squeeze, you play more catch. It's really that simple. And one more thing, when you get a glove, oil does not break it in. Do not break it in with oil. That's just asking for your glove to feel like a Nakona in the fact that it's going to be 10 pounds. Okay? Oil is for when your glove gets dry, mainly. It's okay to put a little bit of oil on your glove when you first get it, because some manufacturers don't really put oil on it and you want it to last longer. That's fine. But don't consistently apply oil or spray oil, or conditioner for that matter, to break it in. That's just asking for trouble. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and play ball. This is the Baseball Channel.